So we're outside of Summerfest, and the cops just pulled over myself and Regina, wanted to give us a ticket for coming in here to the paddle boat area of Summerfest, as if we're a motorboat. So this guy here, he had his book out, he's getting ready to write a ticket. We let him know that we got the approval of the people that run the paddle boat event here at Summerfest, and everything is okay. So we're gonna leave now, even though the Milwaukee Police Department is like hard up to give somebody a ticket here at Summerfest. I'm a kayaker, hanging out with some paddle boats. I'm not a threat, and I'm just having a good time on the 4th of July. I'm enjoying independence. And they're now trying to avoid me because I think they realize that I have a video camera out. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Just trying to enjoy the day. I think I'll keep the camera running just in case they want to come over and give me another hard time. For what? Paddling around? Excessive paddling. Regina's with the dog, here. I'm Sean Monahan, the 4th of July, 2013. I'm just making sure that I cover all my P's and Q's, of course, in case I have to give this video to my lawyer to help defend myself from a ticket. So, I think we're going to be alright. Music's great. You should come down. Summerfest, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A lot of fun. I mean, except for, you know, guys trying to give you a ticket because they got nothing better to do. Take care. So he said he didn't give us permission? He stopped and took pictures of the dog. Here we go. I don't understand what the point of this is.
What a beautiful day.
We've broken no law. We've caused nobody any trouble.
We get lucky with the weather today. All right, this next song we're going to do is a song by an old band called Pure Prairie. It's going to feature Henry.
Huh?
Nice.
Come along the side of the boat.
You keep moving. For what reason?
Follow us over here then. Let's straighten it out.
Okay. We don't have to give them a name, an ID, nothing.
And was that guy in that rowboat?
Right. In the little motorboat.
You guys went in there.
We went in there and so the guy standing on the bridge, he screamed something, but I couldn't understand.
Sorry?
There was a guy standing on the bridge and he screamed.
A guy or a staff member?
Do you want to listen to me finish, or do you want to keep interrupting me?
Go ahead.
There was a guy standing on the bridge, and he said something like, breaking the law or something. And so we're like, okay, shoot, should we be in here? Then that guy on the white hat, the staff, he was like right near the entrance. And so we paddled up to him and we asked, is it okay for us to be in here? Is that just for motorized boats? And he said, yeah, you can be in here. I don't care.
That guy in that
Yeah. And
That's
then
right.
he's like, by the way, that's the top 10 cutest thing I've ever seen. Can I take a picture? So he's taking pictures of her in the kayak. I mean,
with his camera?
Yeah, with his
camera.
phone. With his phone.
So then we said, okay, we're gonna go back around. Let's stop. She said that she knows there's bathrooms at the end here. So we went and used the bathroom, and then we left.
We asked him, and I mean,
There's no reason for us.
There's nothing on that says, you know, no kayaks, no. Obviously,
Anybody.
but there's boats in there, right? But there's boats in there, so we're like, well, those are non-motorized, so maybe it's just for motorized boats. So we stopped and asked him,
And he said it's
he's like,
not for
it's
motorized.
fine. So
We've already been up and down the river. We just came over here. We're pretty much done for the day. We don't need to stick around anymore. We're not trying to cause anybody any trouble.
But it was that first guy we went up to in that hat, in that little robe.
Right, so then on the way out, I said, hey, you told us we can stay in here. And he shook his head and he just got the hell out of there. And so, and then...
Well, I mean, maybe, obviously, he's not supposed to be letting other people in there, and he did, and now he's like...
Now he's concerned about himself, so...
And I'm not trying to get him in trouble, but I'm not about to be written a ticket for something that I didn't do anything wrong. When we were leaving, coming back this way, we were around the corner. He came over there, remember? He putzed over there, and he goes, turn around, the cops are over here. There's
Same guy?
Yes. He's like, turn around, there's a police boat. They're just about to break the corner.
So when we came out, we saw you, but we didn't think it was for us or anything like that.
Well, we weren't called in, we just saw you in here. And we know
No, I understand. But then, yeah, as we were leaving, he just played as if he had never said anything to us in the first place. So, and you know, we could have just hung out over here by Discovery World. We didn't need to go in there. But when we crossed that buoy, he was right there. It's not like we went all the way across and then he came and stopped us. We ran into him right away.
That guy right there, that same guy?
That guy. Which, he doesn't mean any harm. I mean, he was a nice guy,
He
so...
doesn't want to, I mean, obviously...
Well, he's not going to get in trouble for us. If he made a mistake, that's him.
Well, it's the same goes for us. We're not trying to cause any trouble. You're floating away, though. You're leaving me. Don't leave me. I'll grab your fin. This is great. This guy, over here, in the John boat. This guy. Yeah.
Like, okay.
He's trying to come up with something. I understand. They're bored. It's the 4th of July. We're just some innocent kayakers. We just want to have some fun.
This is how we're going to spend every holiday, baby. Traveling.
I'm sorry. No matter what I do, I'm just trouble.
And that's that. So that's what we are. We're getting two stories here, you know what I mean?
Understood.
I mean, I just did this.
We understand.
Not the crime of the century. We're just trying to enforce the rules of Summerfest with them. Because otherwise, people are going to get hit with golf balls and get smacked in the eyes and say nothing was done to keep us out of here. We just went in. So that's all we're doing, okay?
Yeah, no worries.
You got to take it from us. We get two sides of the story every
I
day. And I don't know.
Yeah. And safety is our number one concern.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
They just started this year. There's 24 paddle boats in there now with all these people.
Right.
Just, they're saying they got permission for that.
Hi.
Sergeant Bull, how are you?
How are you? Good.
Good, how are you?
Good.
Are you taping me?
Yep.
Okay. What's the problem?
We're leaving.
We didn't really have a problem.
Okay.
we came up here and we went just barely in,
Okay.
and we stopped and asked the guy with the staff member, is it okay for non-motorized boats to be in here? And he said, yeah, it's fine. That's not a problem. It's just for the motorized boats. So we're paddling around in there, not thinking we're doing anything wrong, and then I don't know how you got over there and ended up there, but apparently we were doing something wrong. He told us we could be in there though, but now he's saying that he didn't say that. He took a picture of my dog. He's like, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Can I take a picture? Takes a picture of it, and now he's saying he didn't give us any permission to go in there. So, and now I guess this gentleman wants to write us tickets.
But they won't give IDs, so that's why we had to call you.
You guys don't want to give your IDs?
We don't feel that we
didn't do anything wrong. If the staff member would have said, you can't be in here, we would have left. There's no need for us to break any rules. If we're not allowed to be here, we'll leave. But he said, come on in, no motorized vehicles. So we came in. I mean, we've been kayaking around all day. We're pretty much done. We didn't need to come in here, but we met him at the buoy. It's not like we just blew past him and he stopped us. And
So you just met the owner over there by this buoy right here underneath this bridge, correct?
in the John boat.
The safety boat.
Okay.
The safety boat for the paddle boat. It's in a little John boat.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, the safety boat driver doesn't make the rules. So we still need your IDs. We need to run your names to make sure we know who you are and who we're dealing with.
So we wouldn't have went in there. The gentleman
There's
said
other
to come
boats
in.
there. So when it says keep out, why is it not keep out for the paddle boats? You don't. Who makes it? He doesn't make the rules. So how come they could be in
The
there?
city authorized
Yeah.
the paddle boats and that service to be in there. 'Cause typically there's no boats in there besides that John boat,
Okay.
because of with the fireworks thing going on and the hole-in-one, so they don't need anybody getting hit by any golf balls. So for safety reasons, that's why nobody is allowed in there.
So when there's
So the guy in the John boat should have not told you guys that you're allowed in there when there's nobody allowed in there.
so when there's a
So not unless you paid for the paddle boat services, nobody's allowed in
So I've kayaked in there several times before. I didn't know that there was a paddle boat event this year.
Okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have went in there.
Okay.
I'm pretty good with keeping up with what the rules are in the city and following the rules.
But it's also, hopefully, you can see how it's a little bit not deceiving, but somebody could misconceive that the keep out is for motorized boats because there's other non-motorized boats in there. You know what I mean?
I mean, I understand, but we still need your guys' IDs to run your names to figure out who you are.
Because the
We
police
did-
have contact with you now. We're speaking with you.
Yeah, I understand that. I don't want a ticket for something that we didn't do anything wrong.
We still need your IDs, regardless, whatever they decide to do. If they're going to give you a ticket, then
We went in there, we left. Basically, you followed us the entire way that we were kayaking along the break wall. So you could have just pulled up and just said, hey, by the way, just so you know. Instead, you turned around and you waited over there at the break wall. I'm not here breaking any rules. We came in, we
you are
left.
breaking the rules. It says keep out.
The gentleman said, come on in, no motorized
Because
vehicles.
you asked some random person doesn't mean that you can
Well,
break
It's
the
not a random person, it's a staff member
Yeah, but
of
a
the
staff
company.
member is not a police officer or the Coast Guard or the DNR.
Well, there was no police officers there to ask.
Well, then you probably shouldn't have went in then. You probably should have read the buoy and
if
kept
you go
out.
to a bar and there's a guy with a shirt that says staff on it, would you ask him a question and assume that he would be the authority on something
He
related
already
to that
told me
area?
that he's out on the lake all the time, though, correct? And that you know the rules. So if you know the rules, you should know either to contact the Harbor Patrol, the U.S. Coast Guard, or the Wisconsin DNR.
The gentleman should have said, don't even come in here. There's an event
But that's
going
not
on.
exactly his place either. But he's just a worker there.
Okay,
He's
so
not a kid,
what
he's
what
working.
what happens to just a verbal, hey, don't do that again. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. I'm not here to cause any trouble with
I understand
anybody.
that, but they made the decision that they wanted to give you a citation. ID. Still need your IDs.
For what exactly is the rule or law that we broke?
In a prohibited area. Boating in a prohibited area. It's a municipal citation. You don't have to pay anything if you want to go to court like a month and a half from now. You show up. You guys can show up, tell your story. It's up to the judge to decide. It doesn't go on any driving record, anything like that.
You know, I understand there are misunderstandings that happen. You guys have calls. I have family members who are police officers.
Sir?
Yeah.
I'm Sergeant Dan Bell.
Okay.
I'm their direct supervisor. I run the Marine Operations Unit for the Milwaukee Police Department.
Got it.
My understanding is they stop you for a valid violation and they've asked you for your ID several times so they can write you your citation. You can be on your way. In fact, they won't even hold you up by making you wait for it to be issued to you personally. They can mail it to you so you don't lose any more time today. Is there a legal, lawful reason that you won't provide them with your ID for this purpose?
There was a gentleman. We never would have went in there. We didn't mean any harm.
It's not a big deal.
It is a big deal to me, okay, because it's his word against ours, and he's lying right now.
That's why we're not in a position.
Then issue him a citation too for lying to you guys.
Okay. Well, he didn't lie to us.
Yeah, he did.
All right. In any case, if we get this to court, the judge can make that determination. And if that guy doesn't show up in court to offer testimony, then they'll probably drop this. So, I mean...
But the point of all of this, we didn't go out today to cause anybody any trouble. We didn't mean to break any.
Okay,
we would just like to be on our way.
Okay, we can resolve this. Let's get that gentleman over here. We'll tell him the situation that, hey, look, if he does not...
Here's what's going to happen, man. We already talked to that guy. We got your story, we got his story. They'd like to issue a citation so you can be on your way and they can get back to doing more important work. In order for us to do that, we need an ID from you so they can do that. If you're not going to give us your ID, we have no way of proving who you are, and we can't let you go until we do that. So at some point, you're either going to have to get out of the boat or just give us your ID.
I'm respectfully requesting that you ask for that gentleman to come over here so we can resolve this. And
we talked to him, we have his identification, and they will not even pursue this matter in municipal court without knowing who he is and what he has to say.
So what is his name?
I don't know right now. They have the information.
We're going to have his information. It'll be on a citation.
You have his information.
And everybody will be subpoenaed to court. You can tell your story in a nice courtroom setting.
But,
Then I'm
so,
up to the judge.
I mean, what does it get you by writing a ticket now as opposed to let's just resolve it like human beings right now?
Well, the way we're going to resolve it is by issuing a citation. A citation doesn't end the situation. It brings you into court so that you can, have it
and
cashed
pay
out in front of a
more
judge.
taxpayer dollars down the drain, huh? Why don't we just get him over here? It takes,
All right.
let's have a 5-minute discussion.
Well, we're welcome to do that after we issue the citation.
We went out for an enjoyable day, and didn't mean to cause anybody any trouble.
I appreciate that, but that's neither here nor there. The fact is, they've elected to issue a citation based on what they've determined.
Well, your boat was following us the entire way over here. Basically, from the lighthouse over here, which when we came into this area, you basically, from what I gather, you've been waiting here the entire time for us. And I'm not trying to. I just want to go home.
As do we. So let's just get your ID and we'll get this done and you can go.
Whatever happened to a verbal warning?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we said, no, we're not going to leave. We're like, oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't know.
We didn't know that we're supposed to be in here.
We don't mean any trouble by any means.
I understand.
And we're just trying to resolve this, and the whole thing is being completely blown out of proportion.
Is this. We find out who you are, and we verify that with your ID. We write you a ticket and mail it to you, and we go to court later on, and you're on your way, and it's over. If we don't get your ID and we don't know who you are, you're kind of obstructing our investigation at this point, and that kind of ratchets it up a notch.
An investigation of
a boating violation, of driving a boat in a prohibited area. I understand that you don't.
I understand that you guys have to make judgment calls all the time,
Right.
and We're not causing any trouble to anybody. We're not doing anything
Making a
that's
decision
dangerous.
At this point, not to obey the simple request to show your ID, which they have a valid, lawful reason to ask for at this point. So now it's not just a boarding violation. Now it's obstructing. And unless you want to come with us and spend more time wasting this beautiful day, you probably should just give the officer your ID so he can write down the information, mail your ticket, and you'll be on your way. Okay? I don't know how many times I've asked. I understand they've asked several times.
Well, they have an understanding of what this gentleman said. You didn't go back and talk to him again a second time.
Call him on the phone. We spoke to him on the phone.
All you need to do is produce your
Can
ID.
you tell him that he's going to have to go to court?
Yes, he will. And it's better not to have two opposing parties meet here and saying, because that doesn't work out. That's what courtrooms are for. Okay? It's a municipal citation. Maybe a month and a half from now down the road, you can give your side of the story, and he'll have to show up.
How long has this buoy been there?
Since before Summerfest started.
Meaning nobody should go in there.
Correct.
I've been in there several times.
Well, you haven't been caught several times, so
No.
you're fortunate.
What do you call those things? Paddle boards?
Well, the paddle boats have a permit to be in there, and the
stuff.
tenders, the golf ball recovery people, and the paddle boat tenders have a legal right to be in there. This is permitted, but it's closed to the public, and that's the reason for that sign. You know, it wouldn't surprise me at all if this were simply dismissed in court because of some of the reasons you stated.
It's the principle.
I don't understand why we can't dismiss it now, because I'm not arguing with you.
I think you are arguing because I've been sitting here for 12 minutes talking to you, trying to get you to give us your ID.
No, the point is that we were told to come over here and resolve this,
Yes.
and now we're over here, and now you want to push the issue.
Yeah.
So you said we're going to get you on your way in a minute. Everything's going to, and now this is being completely
You could have
blown
been
out
on
of
your way
proportion.
A long time ago, had you simply given them your ID when asked. So let's get your ID. Can we do that, please?
You want to give them your ID?
Not really. I just don't agree with this one.
I'll spell it out for you again.
If you're not going to give us your ID now, then you might as well just step out of the boat.
The buoy says keep. You can't even read out. There are no other signs.
It may very well work as a valid defense, and he may dismiss it based on all the concerns that you have.
Okay, so all right, so
We can't
now
get it into court if we don't know who you are.
Look.
We can't resolve it if we don't know who you are. So all we need is your ID, sir.
if the staff member would have just said don't come in here, I wouldn't have went in there.
Okay. Well, the sign says you're not supposed to go in there, and the boat officer has told you to get out of there, and we're just wasting time here at this point. We need you to
Come on, enjoy the rest of the day. Let's get going.
You could be paddling around right now. All you need to do is give me
I'm
your
hardly
ID.
going to enjoy the rest of my day when I know that this is the type of things that you guys are spending the time on, rather than just saying, you know what, you guys aren't supposed to be in here. We say, oh, I'm really sorry, which we did. We said, I'm sorry, we didn't know that. He told us it was okay. And this is what we're spending our taxpayer dollars on. I'm sure there's bigger things going on out there on the water today. I mean, we apologize. I'm really sorry that we were in there. And
We appreciate that. We've been here. We've gone over this territory already. We need you to give the officer your ID at this point. Okay? Sir, do you have any intention of giving these officers your ID?
I'm thinking. I have to think because I've never.
We have things to do. We'd like to just get
Right.
this over
No,
with. Get your ticket and you're on your way. Okay?
I am a taxpayer. I pay your salary. I'm not meaning anyone any harm.
Okay.
I'm not trying to cause any trouble. And if I would have known, I would have left. I never would have went in there in the first place. But rather, instead of a verbal warning of future possibilities of maybe getting a ticket.
We've been all through all this. They've decided to give you a citation, and that's what they like to do. So that would close this event for today, and you're welcome to make all these arguments in court in front of a judge who has far more authority than we do. Obviously, all we're doing is enforcing these.
Who wasn't there, who has no idea of what's actually going on here, and our desire just to resolve it because.
The resolution that is legally authorized for us to do is the issue of a citation, and the purpose of that citation is to bring you to court to give your side of the story. We know your side of the story. We've heard it repeatedly over and over.
So you're going to bring this guy in too?
Yes.
This is just rude.
Sir, the officers need your ID to proceed any further at this point.
Well, what do you want to do? I feel like I'm being harassed.
All right, sir. Well, I'll tell you what. If you're choosing not to give them your ID,
I haven't said that.
well, you need to make a decision now. You've been here for long enough.
What?
If you don't decide, I think we're just going to assume that you have no intention of giving them your ID. In which case, I think you're in violation of an ordinance that it's called resisting or obstructing the issuance of a citation. That's an extra citation. So what I'd like you to do is give them your ID so we don't have to go down that road, okay?
You want some?
Sir, I'm going to ask you again for your ID.
I think mine's in the back. So why does it have to go to court? I mean, like,
You don't have to go to court, you can simply pay it, but the matter is...
pay it. I mean, the point is that you pull somebody over for speeding, right?
Sir,
You-
can we get your ID and then have this discussion while we're taking care of business?
You pull somebody over for speeding. You can say, "Oh, hey, don't speed next time." They check your clean record or whatever, and you get a warning.
I can't check your records, I don't know who you are.
Right, but my point is that I'm going to hand you this, and you are dead set on giving me a citation right now.
At this point, I think you've probably charmed yourself into that, yeah.
Right, so we're setting ourselves up for failure by handing you our ID cards.
No, you're actually saving yourself the extra charge of resisting or obstructing the issuance of a citation.
How much is the ticket?
It's $70 to $80.
Per person?
Holding it. It's a future court date.
And then the resisting obstructing tickets, and also I believe $170 some.
But when we stop somebody in a vehicle, they give us their license and ID. But you guys haven't even done it. We'll do with you guys for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but you didn't. You came up to us and you didn't even say what you were stopping us for. You were just give us your IDs.
What was the time? 15 minutes.
5:25.
I'll just hand him the ID. $70, $80.
40 minutes. Asking for his ID.
Where are these?
What is your name, sir? Schwartz. SWIERCZ.
It will be right on the citation.
Your name?
Sergeant Bull, BOLL.
BOLL.
It's Bell. BELL.
BELL. Sergeant Bell. That's great. Okay. Great.
Sir, can we have you step out of the boat?
Just have a lot of memory in that phone.
It's pretty good. It's pretty impressive. So we've
Current address, sir,
handed
all
over
closest still?
our IDs. Yep, that's
Current
right.
address on it, okay.
That's right.
You have a phone number?
910.
Thank you. Just give us 30 seconds to run these. We'll be right back.
You bet.
Appreciate your cooperation.
Where are you guys coming from? I mean, did you have to drive over here?
No, we're working right over there.
Oh. I feel sorry for these guys. YouTube rock stars. It's gonna be like a 15-minute long video. Should have just stayed in the Milwaukee River.
Can you just
point out who really wanted to come over here. Remember who that was?
Me?
I don't
I'll pay your ticket.
know. We're not paying anything. Bullshit. The guy lied. He's going to come to court. Well, if he...
I feel bad for him.
For him?
Yeah, we didn't need to come in there. If he could have just said, don't come in here.
Right.
We got plenty of other places to go.
If he had just said, yes, I did, sorry, then we wouldn't be sitting here right now. It's his own damn fault now. So what, ma'am, what happens if he goes to court and the judge rules in our favor?
And say the police aren't doing anything.
No,
That's all.
I understand that, but the thing is you could also make the judgment call of, you know, hey, don't be in here, don't do that again. We're not a danger to anybody, and then we say, okay, but we didn't mean to turn this into any type of an issue. We didn't mean to. We thought that this guy was going to.
He has to show up, and that's what I mean. We want people to be safe. We want the word to get out that do not enter the Summerfest Lagoon during when Summerfest
Right, but
is being run.
there are people that are speeding, and that's a danger.
We stop them
We're not
every
even
day.
speeding, and we're just. This is not a dangerous situation, and it could have
One thing
easily.
at a time.
It could have easily been resolved with a verbal instead of where we're at
The
now.
judge may very well agree with you on that and say, well, let's get rid of the site.
Right, but it doesn't even need to go to the judge and save taxpayer dollars. But instead, it's going to go to the judge, and more taxpayer dollars are going to be paid for two kayakers who went into an area they didn't need to go into. We could have easily left, and now this is going to continue to drag out.
Oh, you could have given us your ID earlier. I could have checked it, seen everything was good. You weren't wanted, which you're not, and we could have said, okay, this next,
You already had your paper out. You're already writing a citation without even knowing, our side of the story.
And so right now, you guys are free to go. Thanks for your cooperation, and
Okay.
just be safe.
Oh, we'll be safe. We don't have anything to thank you for, but we hope that.
Our tax money is spent better in the future.
Yeah.
That's what I hope for.
Take care.
I can.
Have a good day.
lot of taxes.
Yeah. A lot of taxes.
A lot of taxes. Probably pay one of your salaries every year.